This is part 2 of the cheap flight adventure to Malta, and let's start this video off with a tour of our hotel room. So then, for £100 per person, we got 5 nights in this hotel and flights, and I thought that's a really good deal. And this is the second cheapest hotel we could find. And the reason why I didn't go for a cheapest is because this second cheapest hotel looked like an incredibly good deal. It's actually a 3-star hotel. So £100 for 5 nights and flights in a 3-star hotel. Is that too good to be true? Well, let's find out. Firstly, this door lock is so bad. Even when you lock it, you press that outside to lock it. Then you feel like if you turn it hard enough, you could get around that lock. It's such a dodgy door. And a 3-star hotel, but it's the bare minimum they could do to make it 3-star. It's got 2 swimming pools, an outdoor pool and an indoor pool. Both of them are terrible. The outdoor pool can't use because it's too cold this time of year. The indoor pool I'll show later on, but it is really not good and it's barely a 3-star hotel. The rooms are okay. The floor where you stand is clean, but in all the corners it's dirty. We found insects on the floor. The review said there's mosquitoes, but we've only found 3, so that's not too bad. The beds look very old-fashioned and are not really the comfiest beds I've ever slept on. They're a bit right. So for the price, for like a cheap way to get to Malta, it's really good, really cheap, and it's perfectly adequate. There's nothing exactly wrong with this. But as a 3-star hotel, it's definitely not a 3-star hotel. That's just false advertising completely. And this is what the bathroom looks like. And there's so many extra hidden charges. You have to pay for a remote for a TV. You only use the swimming pool if you have a swimming pool towel. You're not allowed to take the hotel room towels down to the swimming pool. Again, another gimmick to make you spend more money, but since I paid out for the pool in the advertising, I expect to be able to use the pool without having to pay out any silly extras, so I did not use a towel. This hotel is so stingy. They charge for the remote to the TV. How stingy is that? But luckily my Android, see that little black dot on the top of it? That is a universal remote. Feature very rarely gets used. But look at this, let's go up a channel. There you go, I can do whatever I want with this TV. I did not pay for a remote. And let's take a look around our hotel. And along we go to a very cheap and nasty lift. But by far this isn't the cheapest lift here. And let's get on top and go up to the secret floor. And here is the secret floor. This is really creepy up here. Come to the creepiest hotel you could possibly imagine. Let's go out onto the roof of this hotel. It's too cold to actually use that pool after all of the effort. And let's take a full-speed ride on top this lift. And along we go to the swimming pool lift, and this lift is in such bad condition. And most of the call buttons don't even work. And here I come to one of the worst lifts in Malta. This lift is so bad. It says here the doors open not in use. The logic seems completely botched. It was showing an error code, it's no longer showing it. It is so bad it feels terrible. And the leveling speed's not much slower than full speed. It slowed down a little bit to leveling speed. And then it sort of stops. Lifts my swimming pools off in the TV very quickly. It's not very weird left. And let's take a look at the outside swimming pool at this hotel. It's too cold to use this pool at this time of year. Freezing! It's cleaner than the indoor pool. So let's take a look at the indoor swimming pool. And this swimming pool is so bad. I actually couldn't believe quite how bad this pool is. Firstly, when you enter into the swimming pool area, the smell. It smells of chlorine, but ever so stale. How can a swimming pool smell this bad? And this swimming pool is completely off. I don't know how long it's been off for, but it's off. And the water is very unhygienic. And on the floor of this swimming pool, there's grit and debris. This pool is in such a bad state, and I wouldn't recommend anyone goes in it. So then, after the disappointment of our hotel's pool, along we go to a nearby 5-star hotel. And let's take a look at the outside pools. They look really nice. But if you don't mind putting up with the cold, you can go in them. But I wasn't able to go in them because it's too cold for me. So along we go to the indoor pool of this 5-star hotel. And I managed to sneak into it and the staff didn't even notice. And let's take a look at the lifts at this hotel.
Doors closing. Fifth floor. Doors closing. Seventh floor. Doors opening.
So then, nighttime in Malta. Let's take a look around Malta at night. We've got some very steep drives here. Well, that one, which is quite steep, but I think the steepest one goes to that one. Look how steep that is. That's so steep. I'm not even sure if I could stand on that without slipping. That's almost 1 in 1. Not quite, it's about 1 in 1.5. That is so steep. I don't even think my car could get up that. Imagine the clutch wear. Well, I didn't realise SS lifts were linked to Arona, although the SS lift which I found on this trip was definitely not an Arona, it was a DMG. This is all posh and modern. FID to use this lift. Why is the triangle there? And along we go to Valletta at night time, and along we go into the museum and art gallery. The first lift's in a circular shaft, but the lift is square, which is disappointing. This is a staff only lift and it's rather crap. Oh, that's cheap. Why say this look like it's at Malta? I had a special card. So stuck on. But the other lift is in a circular shaft and it's circular, which is really nice. Circular lift. It's just horrible, but this one's actually got the lift to match the shaft. Same shaft as the other one, but it's got a matching lift, which is much better. That tram was bad. That's quite nice. And outside this art gallery, there is a Schindler 3300. Multiplex fail, button stays lit all the time. And here it comes, with no chassis. Emergency lights on, even though the main light's on. They could have at least made the lift glass. That should be glass. Why have they not made it glass? I bet the FNs make everything else glass. No chassis, typical Schindler. And along we go to what appears to be a Schindler Eurolift. But it's side-pulled. Nope, turns out it's actually a generic lift modernised into a Schindler Eurolift. One really unusual thing about this lift is usually side-pulled MRLs are 1-to-1, which is why it's side-pulled to cheapen out. But this lift's actually 2-to-1, so it has the cabling like a normal MRL, yet it's side-pulled. That is so weird. never seen a lift like this before. That levelling is so bad. Surely should have done a full Eurolift mod rather than just bodge it a bit. What's up for a lift? We've got to have Schindler's Eurolift buttons on it, but to have generic Zeta motor. Generic thing, and they modernised it. That's not even Schindler doors. No, that is not a Schindler.
And let's go on a King Long bus. These have got epic ZF, although this one down's rather worn out.
Horse stand. First place I know of that actually has a bay in the road marked horse stand.
And along we go to the next hotel and into a Schindler 3300.
When you've seen one Schindler 3300, you've seen all of them. They're all the same. There, Eurolift. Okay, that's got one good feature about it.
Let's get on top it, but there's something missing! The inspection switch!
Barely worth it. It's just a Schindler. Fuck.
And along we go to a really nasty S&S lift.
Very, very small lift. Like, it goes nowhere, but it's the nastiest piece of shit ever, S&S lift. The distance it goes, this goes like 1 metre. It's not as bad as one in Lille Espresso shop. This thing a very long time ago, and that is the grand distance that I just done.
And along we go to the next lift in a hotel. The lifts in this hotel seem to be kind of old 2-speed lifts, although they're rather modded a bit and look not that good now.
Most of sound really nice outside, but inside, the sound isn't good. Interesting. Starts up as soon as you go in the lift, the air conditioning starts up. It's weird, one's got a stainless steel interior, one's got a wooden interior. How odd. And the roof is locked.
And along I go into the old persons district in Malta. And I didn't even realise I was in the old persons district. And that kind of explains why all of the staff were looking at me like I wasn't meant to be here.
What? 2014? It's got your 2000 voice, not the Gen 2 voice. That voice is so much nicer than Gen 2 voice. No wonder I keep getting looked at here. It's an old person's hotel. Sega. Holiday company just for old people. I don't really get it, but old people's holidays are so shit. There's no way I'm going to be able to sneak in the pool of an old person's hotel. So, let's get to the next hotel. And this Sunny Coast Hotel spotted me as soon as I walked in the door. Yeah, this is old person's district. Need to get out of here, need to get to young person's district as quick as possible. Put beam sensor there. Why did I put beam sensor there? What is it designed at? This lift is pretty cheap. Very cheap actually.